Hi, Bill here with 30-Minute Wood Shop. Thanks for joining. Summer's hit, so this is the season to go camping, take the kids out, build fires, roast marshmallows, hot dogs, this kind of things. So I thought I'd show you guys how to do a super easy wood turning project. All right? We have these roasting sticks that come from Woodcraft. Okay, they're the Wood River brand. You get 4 in a pack for, I don't know, 15, 16 bucks or something like that. The 12 inch to 36 inch. So these extend pretty far. All right, super easy to do. I'm just going to put a handle. I have some cherry here, locally harvested cherry. These are 1 1/8 by 1 1/8. I'm going to drill a hole. All right, mark the center, drill a hole. That's where this is going to go. I'll chuck it up, put a drive center here, live center here. I'll spin it down. I'll glue this in with some epoxy or maybe even some CA glue and finish it off and it'll be good. So that's how simple this project is, all right? Got these cut right now. These are, like I said, 1 1/8 by 1 1/8 by 5 inches long. So the first thing I want to do is I want to mark these. So let's come in close, take a look at marking. So finding centers are pretty easy. I'm using this Rockler center finder. On the back you can see there's a 90 degree. All I'll do is take the piece, push it into the 90 degree, come here, I'll strike a line, rotate it 90 degrees, strike another line, and there's my center. So I'll do that for the rest of these, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark the centers with a awl. Be back in a second. Okay, so I have this marked. All I'm going to do now is just line it up. Give it a couple taps. Bring the tailstock in. Give it a spin. By the way, step out of the way whenever you first spin it up, just in case. So I have a roughing gouge. I'm just going to go ahead and get this quick roughing. Okay, got it shaped out here. Now all I want to do is some sanding, and let's get started with that. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to go ahead and finish the rest of them, and then we'll put some finish on. Okay, the handles are done. These took about 6 to 7 minutes each to rough, and then shape, and then sand. Went really well. Now there's a couple ways you can finish these. I'm going to do it after I apply, or after I put the forks in. All right, because I'm actually going to dip these. But you can put these on while it's on there. You can put on CA glue. You can use one of the other finishes that are out there. There's a ton of them. I have a hut finish that I use for pens and things. But what I want to use is I want to use varnish. So I'm going to dip them in varnish and then wipe it off. Now to assemble these, all right, regardless of when you do that. These are pretty tight. So 2 things. I'm not going to use epoxy. And the reason I'm not using epoxy is because these are open ends. If I put epoxy in here and I push down, the epoxy is going to get shoved up in here. All right, and one of 2 things will happen. It'll either shove it up in here and I won't be able to collapse these all the way, okay? Or it's going to shove it up there, and if I have these collapse, it's going to freeze it in place and then I won't be able to get them open. So all I'm going to do, and all I really need to do, is throw in some CA glue. I got some medium bond, or medium thickness CA glue here from Mercury Adhesive, M300M. Easy to use. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this in part way, apply some CA glue, and then shove it in the rest of the way. So I'll do this. We'll apply some CA glue. It'll carry it all the way in. And I'll probably even apply some CA glue on the top after this. Now, whatever you do, don't get too much of this stuff all over you. Okay. We'll give it about 10 minutes to dry, and once it's dried, I'll try a little more CA glue, give it another 10 minutes to dry. Everything's in and dried, looking good. All I'm going to do now is I have some Varathane oil-based polyurethane. I'm using oil-based because generally it lasts a little bit longer, weather's a little better. And all I'm going to do is dip these and wipe them off. Nothing fancy at all. So kind of like a wipe-on varnish is what I'm doing here. Let it drain off a little bit. And I'll come back and give it a quick wipe. And there we go. That's looking really nice. That cherry is sweet. And there we go. Now, I'll do this for the rest of them. We'll let it dry off. I'll probably dip them 3 times because when you wipe the varnish off or wipe it on, however you do it, you really end up with a fairly thin coat. So I'd like a little bit thicker film here. So we'll do that. Let me finish these up and I'll be back. This is a great summertime project. And an easy turn, right? You could be out there with marshmallows and hot dogs in a matter of a couple hours, all right? Depending on what kind of finish you use on the handle. Now, a couple things. 10 millimeter hole, all right? You need to get a 10 millimeter drill. I used varnish. You can use oil or anything else. It all works really well. If you use oil, it can be out on using them in the fire, at the bonfire in a matter of an hour, literally. Not even an hour. Because these took about 6-7 minutes a piece to actually make. And then I had to put them in with some CA glue and dry them. That took another, 10 or 15 minutes. And then for me, because I used varnish, it took a lot longer. But if you use like mineral oil or something like that, boy, I tell you what, mineral oil and wax be perfect. You'll be out in the bonfire roasting marshmallows in a matter of an hour. All right, so I'll put a link in the bottom for all this stuff that I have. No drawing for this one. You pretty much don't need it. You just need a 1 1/8 by 5.5 inch long piece that you can use to start turning. Cut up a couple of them, make some. You can see in these handles, I didn't make any of these handles the same. Mostly because when the kids get them, they want to keep theirs. And this way, it's easy for them to go, oh, that one's mine. So, just a little bit of identification. And besides, you know something? I'm not trying to repeat this. I want to try and experiment a little bit. And if you're new to wood turning, make a couple of them. Try different handle styles, different handle types. Maybe start with 1.5 inches instead of 1 1/8. Put a little more beef on it. Put a little more roll on it. Give it a try. Anyway, like I said, links at the bottom. Check those out. Check out my blog because there's a blog on this. I'll put a link to that. And then on that note, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, until next time, good making.